But rename it. Then you know what happens is okay, all right. So, even better.
International architects, one from Lebanon, one from India, and one from another area where Japan, I believe it was, and talk about multiculturalism. We have a phenomenal event today, an interactive panel that is going to showcase some of the top entrepreneurs in the city. We have then followed another 4 company showcases where the entire community here will be able to see what are some of the emerging technology and trends that are actually happening in our city today. Very pleased to have here Dr. Ilse Turnich, who is the CEO of Mars. We have Herman Lam, who is the CEO of Cyberport, which is Hong Kong's largest innovation hub. And we have Councillor Chin Lee that is here from the City of Toronto. Thank you for joining us. Today's event is actually meant to be very interactive. Any of you who have been to a Mars event know that we're very, very large on social media. We love to promote our events, and we love to have a very interactive audience. And so you'll see on the screens here, and it will come throughout the day, we have a hashtag. The hashtag is HKMeetsTO. And actually, can we just go back one screen and we'll get the social media up. We're going to be live on Facebook. We're going to be live on Snapchat. And so what we encourage all of you to do is really get the conversations going. We're actually going to be taking questions throughout the show through Twitter. And what you'll see on the live screens is conversation of the event via social media, where you'll all be able to see that live on the screens. As I mentioned, the purpose of this event is to really showcase the strength of entrepreneurship, really talk about what's happening in Toronto, what's happening in Hong Kong. The result of this event is actually from a partnership that Mars and Cyberport formed last year, and this is a result of our flourishing partnership. And so we were fortunate enough, some of us, to go to Hong Kong and be hosted by our friends at Cyberport, and they had a similar event where they showcased the best talent in the Hong Kong entrepreneurship and innovations community. And so today we want to replicate the same here at the Ismaili Center. I would now like to invite Dr. Ilse Turnich to come and make some opening remarks. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Adam, and good afternoon, everybody. It's absolutely wonderful to be here. I don't know if you agree with me, but I already feel so much calmer just coming from downtown to this wonderful venue on a wonderful spring day. Councillors, thank you very much for joining us, and Herman, for you and your team, welcome to Toronto. We're delighted to have you with us. I also want to acknowledge the team from the Hong Kong Economic Development Group that is in our city. If you ever want to do business in Hong Kong, call them. They are spectacular. And I have to say, they hosted me in Toronto. I was very, very lucky. About a year and a half ago, I guess now, I spent a week as a guest of the Hong Kong government to look at their innovation system. And it was really fascinating to see the ambition and the wide range of assets in innovation in Hong Kong. And of course, what that also showed very clearly is the opportunity for us to do a lot more across the Hong Kong-Canada boundary. I want to also just say that, as the ecosystem in Toronto has matured over the last few years from a Mars perspective, these partnerships with international hubs become much more important. Of course, our ambitious, fast-growing companies need efficient channels to get to investors, they need to get to new customers, they need to get to markets, and in any way we can forge partnerships that will allow these companies to tap into the ecosystems in those other markets and get at those customers and partnerships more quickly, the better. And
dealing with lawyers and getting business done. And so by being able to combine the two together, it's kind of like chocolate and peanut butter. It just kind of works better when it's together. Now, because of our team and some strategy things that we've done, we've been able to have some immense growth over the last couple months. We're up to 750 users. We are doing a white label pilot with Thomson Reuters. We are, as I said, we're in Volkswagen in their procurement department. And we're focusing right now on the architecture, construction, and engineering firms because they all have to look at contracts before they decide to bid on a job. Now, as I was mentioning on the panel, one of the things we didn't do earlier enough was to make things
easy to use as possible. Well, we've done that now. If you have a contract or an NDA on your phone, in your inbox right now, all you'd have to do is forward it to rufus@beagle.ai. It'll automatically detect it, it'll do the analysis for you, it'll email you when it's done. And so now you don't have to end up ruining your buddy's weekends like George ended up ruining mine. So our tagline is, we sniff out the fine print so you don't have to. And if there's one thing I'd ask you to do is if you could send out a note on Twitter @BeagleInc, because my mom reads that and she's like all proud of me when she sees tweets, so I'd appreciate it. Thank you.